Okay, gripe time. Everything was going good. Next step would have been to install the controller box. And that's a big solid piece of metal there. Lots of cables coming off it, so you don't want to get that wrong. Should have been pretty easy, you'd have thought, you know. It's got a couple of screw holes there and there, a couple of holes on the side. Only trouble is, of course, it's got to go in this corner. And you've got to try and hold that up while getting your arm around with your trusty screwdriver with a screw on the end, trying to get it in the holes. And of course, the bed plate's there. And you know, if that bed plate wasn't there, it would be a simple job to just be standing inside the frame, holding it up with one hand and lining up the holes and putting on a screw or two to hold it steady. But because the bed's there, you know, you've got to do it from the outside. That means you've got to try and get up in here while holding it with one hand, and you can't really see where the screw holes are. Or you've got to try and come in through the side here. And as you can see from the side, everything is in the way, so you'd be trying to hold it up and get your screwdriver, you know, impossible. So the last thing I'd want to do is drop that controller box on the glass bed, because it would just go bang. And, you know, and I know that bed's tough. That bed's incredibly tough because UPS kicked the living crap out of it, and it's still here in one piece. So yeah, it's tough, but I don't want to drop the controller box on it for obvious reasons. So I'm waiting for my mate Harry to come up, and Harry can hold the controller box while I try and get some screws in position. So I'm going to take a little pause there. But that makes me think, why is the bed installed? You know, you go through the order and it hit that point, it was like, install the bed. It's like, great, okay. So we, if you remember, got a couple of friends up and we installed the bed. But once that bed was in place, there's nothing that's actually interfered with it. It's just sat there quite happily, screwed in place. But the downside of that is you can't step into the frame to do any of the other work. And it would have made stuff like putting on this print head easier, these little clips here down the side, that middle one. I mean, I had to reach in trying to do that with a screwdriver. It would have made all this a lot easier, and there would be no reason why, after all this stuff is installed, including the controller box that would go in that corner, yep, that controller box up in that corner, that the bed couldn't have been put in afterwards. So something for TronXY to think about, you know, perhaps put the bed further down the installation after the controller box, because there really is no need for it to be in there getting in the way. And it just makes me paranoid that I'm going to drop something on it and damage it, or accidentally forget it's there and put my foot on it. Although when you look at the commercials for this printer, they do have a nice big guy sitting on the bed. I'm not going to test my own bed by standing on it, and chances are I weigh considerably more than the guy in the commercial. But yeah, but something to think about, guys. Perhaps put the bed in a lot later. So I'll get back to you once I got this sucker on, because once this is screwed in, it's only 4 screws. It's just a matter then of plugging in the correct wires and routing the wires, and I shouldn't be far off being able to have a go at that test print. Only trouble is, when my friend arrives, I'm going to end up drinking a few beers and watching a soccer match, so it might be a few hours before I actually get these wires lined up. Catch you later.